Bitcoin just crashed 10% in 6 hours. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, I'm going to be answering the question on all of our minds: why did Bitcoin just have a major correction? Why are we 25-30% down from the all-time high figure of $42,000? Is this the end of the bull market? Well, no, not at all. In fact, this is just the beginning of the bull market, and in fact, this correction is a very good and a very healthy thing for Bitcoin. Am I being a permabull? No. But I am going to be showing you a very simple piece of technical analysis in today's video that shows you why this is exactly what we expected all along when we were moving into a bull market. I think you're going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. If you do, as always, hit that like and subscribe button. But without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. In yesterday's videos and live streams, we discussed how if Bitcoin were to break bearish below this uptrending level of support right here, then we were likely going to see a pullback into the $25,000 to $30,000 region. And as of this morning, Bitcoin is trading at $31,000 on its way down there. As you can see, we have a level of support sitting at exactly $30,000. That is almost certainly going to provide some temporary support. But number one, where is the bottom? Bitcoin has been in correction for 13 days now and has retraced over 25% from its new all-time high of $42,000. Why is Bitcoin seeing such a massive correction if we're in a bull market, and if that bull market is supposed to lead Bitcoin back to $100,000 by the end of this year? What gives? Well, that's a fair question. That's a very fair question. And if you're asking that question, here's your answer. During the course of Bitcoin events, we see Bitcoin follow a few different patterns. One of the patterns that we see quite consistently on Bitcoin is that during corrections, during bull markets, Bitcoin will retrace to something called the 20/21 exponential weekly moving average. If you don't know what the 20 weekly exponential moving average is, I would encourage you to go up to your indicators tab on TradingView, type in EMA, and grab any of these. I'm using this one by CFX Trader. In that moving average, we're going to turn on the 20 EMA, and then we're going to go to the weekly chart. Now, after you've done that, take a look at the time period between 2016 and 2017. This bull market led Bitcoin on a 10,000% rally over the course of a 2.5-year expansionary period in Bitcoin's history. What you're going to notice is that Bitcoin had a lot of these little corrections, and from a bird's eye view like we're seeing right now, these don't look like that big of a deal, but zooming in, we'll see that many of these corrections were actually 40% corrections from the new all-time high figures. In this case, for example, Bitcoin corrected from $3,000 to $1,700, a 40% correction over the course of 35 days. If we look at our current correction, you'll see that Bitcoin has only retraced 26% over the course of 13 days, and that trend remains constant throughout the entirety of the 2016-17 bull market. Here we saw a 40% drop in 14 days. Here we saw a 40% drop in 49 days. Here we saw a 33% drop in 21 days. Here we saw a 40% drop in 14 days. As you can see, during bull markets, it's quite common for Bitcoin to lose up to nearly half of its valuation during routine corrections. But why? Why does that happen? Why doesn't Bitcoin just have a one-track line and it just follows one line straight up to a new all-time high, and then it follows one line down to a bear market? Well, there's a concept in technical analysis and in trading that I like to call instability. What is the instability of the market? Well, the instability of the market is that sometimes the bulls are going to be stronger than the bears. Sometimes the bears are going to be stronger than the bulls. And in those cases, whichever faction is in control, either the bulls, the people buying, or the bears, the people selling, sometimes one of those factions is going to get a lot more powerful than the other, and it's going to tip you in one direction over the knife's edge of the straight and narrow that you might expect that Bitcoin would be on. In the last 13 days on Bitcoin, we've seen the bears have been tipping us over the bearish side of that knife's edge, but before that, for up to 4 months, we had seen the bulls tipping us over that knife's edge into bullish territory. This is where the concept that I teach on this channel all the time comes from, the concept that markets are cyclical. Markets go in cycles. You're going to see the bulls are in control, then the bears are in control, then the bulls are in control, then the bears are in control. And in fact, that's one of the ways you can define a bull and a bear market, is that a bull market means the bulls are in control more often than the bears, and in a bear market, the bears are in control more often than the bulls. Because even though we saw as many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 major corrections during this whole bull market. If you were to go back and measure all of these candlesticks in this bull market, you're going to find that about 70% of them are green or bullish. And that reflects in the RSI. That's why the RSI got so overextended during this territory, because Bitcoin was more bullish than it was bearish. So yes, during a healthy bull market, I think we can all agree that 2016-17 was a healthy bull market for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to have large corrections. So when we look at our current bull market, we should understand that we just went on this massive rally for 90 days. We rallied 300%. Whenever we see that happen in the history of Bitcoin, we see these massive rallies like this one, 76%, or this one right here, 130%. We are almost certainly going to see some kind of correction to follow that can be up to 40, maybe even 50% deep. So now, with that fresh set of eyes, when we look at this consolidation pattern and we say, oh no, Bitcoin just broke bearish, we're 25% down from all-time high, it's not as scary, is it? In fact, now that you've seen this from the perspective of the weekly chart, you might be thinking, gosh, this looks like a good buy-in opportunity. What are the fundamentals saying on Bitcoin? The fundamentals are saying that Bitcoin is worth a lot more money than it's trading at right now. We're seeing an influx of liquidity and valuation and money into the space, the likes of which we have never seen in the history of cryptocurrency. There is so much money pouring into cryptocurrency. There's so many people right now learning about Bitcoin that previously had no idea what it was. There's so many people starting to internalize and understand the concept of digital scarcity. That's the number one selling point of Bitcoin, by the way, and that is what's driving this bull market. So, are we going to see more correction? Probably. In fact, I'll show you where I think Bitcoin is heading. You may have seen me draw this on yesterday's live stream. I think that Bitcoin is heading back to the 20 weekly exponential moving average. Remember me showing you this line? Well, this is where it is right now. It is currently sitting at $22,000, $10,000 lower than where we are right now. What did we see happen during all of these corrections during the previous bull market? Well, guys, we would pull back to the 20 weekly EMA, as deep of a correction as you needed to get all the way down to the 20 weekly EMA. Like clockwork, every 3 to 6 months, Bitcoin would come down, test this level of support, and it would bounce. In the same way that a scared child comes and sees their mother so that they can go out and continue to explore, Bitcoin would come down to see the 20 weekly exponential moving average so it could continue to rally. So in the next 4 weeks, do not get surprised if Bitcoin corrects down to $25,000 to $30,000, because remember, the 20 weekly EMA is moving to the upside very quickly. So we don't want to call the price target where it is right now, because Bitcoin probably isn't going to correct $10,000 in a day. It's possible, don't think it's going to happen. What I do think is going to happen is that Bitcoin is going to correct down between $25,000 and $30,000. That's not my price target, though. My price target is the 20 weekly EMA. I am going to bet that we're going to come down and test that, and when we do test it, we're almost certainly, based on history and based on fundamentals, going to bounce off of it and continue the rally even higher. That, my friends, is what the technical analysis says. That, my friends, is what the fundamental analysis says, and that, my friends, is simply my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion on this in the comment section down below. Do you think this was a good video? Do you think I broke this down in a great way? Do you have any further questions that I can answer for you in a coming video? I would love to get your take on all of that and more in the comment section down below. By the way, we have something awesome coming out in the next couple of weeks. I have been working on this for like 4 or 5 months, and we just dropped a teaser for it on our Instagram. Go follow us at CryptoJeb on Instagram and on Twitter, because there is something amazing coming out, and the people on our social medias are going to learn about it first. You will learn about it second here on the YouTube channel. So go follow us at CryptoJeb on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you over there. Before we go, though, guys, I do want to remind you that the sale is still running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. CT2A is a 36-video, 12-hour course teaching you everything from the very basics of technical analysis all the way up through the far more advanced concepts that you're going to need to know to master TA. Guys, I'm reading a book right now. This book is called Good to Great. The book Good to Great is a distillation of a 5-year research project looking at 11 of the top performing companies of the last century. There were 15,000 hours of research put in by 21 different people into the research project that went into that book. The number one takeaway, the number one thing that all 11 of those top performing companies that outperformed the market by 5 to 20 times, the number one thing they all had in common is that they were all hell-bent on self-improvement. Every single one of those companies wanted to be just a little bit better today than they were yesterday. They were absolutely bent on being better than they were yesterday, on learning, on growing. And that, my friends, is true on a corporate level and is true on an individual level. If you want to master technical analysis, if you want to master trading, and you want to make a full-time living doing this, it is possible. The only thing stopping you is you. Listen, I love you guys, but I am blaming you if you're not profitable yet, because you need to continue to learn. You can start with $10 and you can turn that into a fortune, but it's only going to happen if you invest in yourself, because you're the person doing the trading. You're the person in charge of the funds. You're the person in charge of making the investments. You are the one that's responsible if a trade goes south. No one else. Yourself. You must invest in your education. You can do that with us through CT2A. I think it's a great resource. We have 3,000 students that'll stand by it. But no matter whether you invest in your education with us or with someone else, please heed my advice. Invest in yourself. It's the thing stopping you from being whatever you want to be in the cryptocurrency space. There is no doubt in my mind that you can do it. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I've seen so many people do it. That is not a question. As soon as you internalize that kind of confidence I have in you, in yourself, that will also help you. But you must invest in your education. You can do it with us. You can do it with someone else. But no matter what happens, do it. Thank me later. Please do it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like goosebumps because I'm so excited about you investing in your education. Anyway, guys, you can sign up with the link in the description box down below. Use coupon code NewYear's2021 for $75 off at checkout. You will be helping to support this channel. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to get to 75K subs by the end of March, and I need your help. Hit that red button and also smash that notification bell. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button twice so I know you really hated it. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.